And good evening and welcome to another edition of The Way We See It. I am Ralph Williams and my co-host Bill Canatta. We'll be getting him up in a few moments here. First, I want to tell you we're in the First Line Consulting Services studios. You want to give them a call today. 1-877-926-6982 is the number to get a hold of them. 1-877-926-6982. If you need to get a website, they will not only create it for you, they will manage it, and they will upload all your videos for one low monthly price. So get a hold of them today at 1-877-926-6982 is the number to call. Get a hold of First Line Consulting Services Studios. And here is my co-host, Bill Canatta. Bill, welcome to the program. It's great to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here, my brother Ralph.
You know, it's show number 3. Oh,
That's
we're ready.
Man, we are cranking it out and walking and talking, baby. Hello, Pittsburgh, and everybody else who's watching and listening to the show.
Hey, we got people from all across the country. I got a guy in McGrath, Alaska, named Paul, who actually watches the shows and listens to all my shows. So,
hey, Paul, welcome, sir.
Shout out to Paul there. And here we go.
You didn't know? Your ass better call
somebody. Call your friend, call your cousin.
Get it going, baby.
Oh, yeah. Get them here, right here for The Way We See It. And we have a lot to talk about, as always, tonight. Everything from the Hezbollah-Israel thing and a whole lot more. And I got something for you. Sarah Alvarado today stuck her foot in her mouth. And let me tell you what happened. And now she probably will not get elected. Okay? And wait till you hear this. You're going to love this. Because you know what? She just stomped a hole in her campaign by talking the way she talked today. And wait till you hear what she had to say, because it's insulting to me, or it's insulting to everyone else, and it's especially insulting to the Jewish community. So I will tell you exactly what she said later on tonight here.
All right.
First, we're going to get our Chinese wisdom out of the way. All the answers you need are right here in front of you. All the answers you need are right here in front of you. So, all right, here we are with that. All right, next is Bill with his joke. Go ahead, Bill.
Yes. Before I get to my joke, I want to give a quick shout out to my children down in Coriopolis, also down in Florida, Mini Mooch and the Mooch. Love you guys tremendously. Okay, hey, here is the joke.
Tell them not to eat too many snow cones from the beach.
I always told him that. I said, hey, don't go down to Hector down over there on the beach and get any of those snow cones. So here is the joke. There were two best friends. They were living together, and they got into a conversation about if there was baseball in heaven. So the one guy said, his name was George. George turned to Frank and says, why don't we go ahead and make a pact? Whatever one dies first, we'll come back and we'll let you know what's going on. All right, that sounds good. So it just so happens that George had passed the next week. So a week later, he got a visit, and he says, hey, listen. He says, I got to tell you something. He says, the good news is there is baseball in heaven. He said, well, that's great. He said, but what's the bad news? He says, you're pitching next Thursday.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. There you go. All right. There we go. That was Bill's joke for the night. And I'll tell you what, man. All right, let's get started here. Sleep Pittsburgh is our sponsor for our Blast segment. Call Sleep Pittsburgh today, 412-462-7858. You need a bed? If you do, go to sleep. Call Sleep Pittsburgh today. They have memory foam mattresses. I didn't have to take out a loan to get this memory foam mattress. And you know how that can be nowadays with the way people are charging what they're charging. Sleep Pittsburgh will not take you to the cleaners, and you will not have to take out a loan. Those are the two things most people do. Sleep Pittsburgh doesn't do it. They also have day beds, futons, lift chairs, bunk beds, anything that requires sleep. Sleep Pittsburgh has it. Check them out on 8th Avenue in Homestead, or get on their website, sleeppittsburgh.com. And also, they have no credit check financing. Sleep Pittsburgh for the best sleep tonight. All right, our Blast segment. Let's start off with this nonsense here. The firefighter who caused 4 fires in Arnold right on Leishman Street. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know what? I'm blasting you tonight because I cannot believe that you are doing this. And you know what? This puts a bad egg on firefighters.
Yes, it does.
Firefighters. And back in the day, my mom used to know a guy who lived in Sharpsburg, and he was a volunteer firefighter. And for some strange reason, he was walking by a house and had a couch out in front of it. And this is why in Allegheny County anymore, you don't want to have couches out in front of your porch. And he lit up a cigarette. He took the match and didn't realize that the match wasn't completely flamed out. And he threw the match and it landed on the porch and put the couch on fire and made the house go up in flames. And then he went and fought the fire. Okay.
Oh, my God.
He got charged with arson for that. All right. So what I'm saying is this firefighter ought to be ashamed of himself for doing this. And I've heard of this kind of incident before over the years. Shame on you. That's the way we see it. The next thing, the city. You know what? The city's always getting blasted on this program. All right. For finding a disabled lady for having too high bushes. Instead of helping this lady out,
Oh, man.
Washington. So
Oh,
finally, some people in the neighborhood had to get together and they had to come out and help her because the city refused to help her out. They've helped her before, but they won't help her out now. And guess what they did, Bill? They decided to try to find her a disabled person. Shame on you, city of Pittsburgh. That's the way we see it tonight.
Why? Money, money, money. They couldn't
Money.
even help the old lady. What's the problem here? That's ignorant.
You couldn't help the disabled lady, and then on top of that, you can't help the homeless. So I mean, you know, it's been both ways. All right, next, the guy in Kiski area who had 10 alligators in his house. This is one of the reasons why Kiski area has all these alligators. They found this guy. He had 10 alligators in his house when they found him, and then on top of that, not only did they find him for that, they finally arrested him for it, and they find him. And some guy the other day on the news found one of his alligators in the front of his house. Can you imagine, or in the back of his yard, right in front of his porch? Can you imagine going out and open up your door and there's an alligator there?
That's a sad situation, man. That's going to be so bad.
This guy had all these alligators and they all got loose and they all went in the Kiski River. They finally got them all fetched out of there and they finally got this guy out of the way. Shame on you. That's the way we see it. The next thing, the people who shot people in Indiana, PA. You know what? You shot some guy from Pittsburgh. You shot some people at this private party at Chevy Chase Hall in Indiana. Shame on you. That's a shame. And he even got an IUP student shot or killed or whatever. Sad to say this. All right. Shame on you. That's the way we see it. All right. Sarah Almirado, who opened her mouth. All right. We're going to talk about this later, but I'm blasting her tonight. Not only I have two things in regards to Sarah that's making Sarah look bad, and they both happened today. All right. First is Sarah Almirado, I'm blasting you for your comments about Hamas. You said that Israel deserved what they're getting from Hamas. Okay. How can you say something like that when you're about to become county executive and you're running an election? Now you're going to lose all that Jewish vote up in Squirrel Hill. You're going to lose all these other votes. But you know what, Bill? I'm blasting these people tonight because they're going to get these young progressives who don't care about what people say. They just worry about, oh, well, Sarah's so nice. Sarah's such a nice lady, and they're going to vote her in. And guess what's going to happen? And that is the way we see it tonight. Next, city administration again for lying to us about the police. You came out with a budget. You said you were going to put 900 police on. You budgeted for 849, and now you have 770, and you're going to lose 100 at the end. City of Pittsburgh lied to the public about what they were supposed to put in the budget. They only put 849 in there, and now the union and some of the people in this town think defunding the police is coming, and that tonight is the way we see it. All right, next. All right, next, Hamas. You know what? I'm blasting Hamas tonight. I'm blasting them because they should have never, ever, ever went up against Israel. Do you realize, Hamas, what you got yourself into? And I blame the Biden administration for this because I found out tonight that Iran might be involved in this. They just gave Iran their money back. They just gave for a prisoner swap about a week ago. All right, for a prisoner swap. And they gave Iran some money that they seized back. And now Iran took that money and went out and got some sophisticated equipment. And Israel and America didn't know anything about this Hamas attack. And now both of them got caught again with their pants down. That's the way we see it tonight. Next, Walgreens. Walgreens around the United States, 500 workers are walking out because of poor working conditions and health and safety. You know what, Walgreens? I'm blasting you tonight for this because this is unacceptable. and this shouldn't have gone on, and this shouldn't even be going on, and that's the way we see it tonight. Next, the people complaining about the city hunting in the city parks. You know what? You complained that the deer eat up all the plants. Now you're complaining because there's hunting in the city parks. Make up your mind. Get a life. Figure something out here. Because you know what? I'm tired of this. And I don't want to hear no more complaining about it. The city parks need to get rid of the deer. The deer are a nuisance, and I don't care who feeds them or whatever. You can argue with me all you want. They're nothing but a nuisance. Stop feeding them. That's the way I see it tonight.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Brought to you in part by our last segment by Sleep Pittsburgh, 412-462-7858, 8th Avenue in Homestead. Sleep Pittsburgh for the best sleep tonight. All right. Next, our Bonehead segment brought to you in part by Draft 412, $9 a month. Get on draft412.com website and sign up for their e-magazine, which is inside of your inbox on your email. And they'll send you their e-magazine for $9 a month, and you get all the skinny of all the drafts, all the different athletes that are coming up and about. Draft 412. They also have some podcasts and a whole lot more. Draft 412. All right, our Bonehead segment tonight, Bill. Here we are.
Let's do this.
Tonight, Bill, it's kind of short tonight. Only 6. Wow. I guess more people are behave themselves. But get this. You ready for this? Here we go.
Here we go.
You ready?
Let's go.
Another person at Pittsburgh International, A, tried to bring a gun through, and B, and this is a two-part bonehead here, and B, someone tried to get through security and try to run through security, and they got caught. Run. I mean, they didn't have a gun. They tried to run through security without getting checked. Okay? Busted, caught, and you get double that because you know why? You're an idiot. And that's the way I see it. We see it tonight with it. All right. A lady in Vegas who stole $225,000 from her startup company. What a bonehead. She got arrested for that and got caught. You know, I have no remorse for that, but that's a bonehead move. The old guy who chases kids down the street with a glove blade after the kids threw stuff at his car.
Get out of here. What is wrong? Oh my gosh.
Some kids threw some water balloons at his car with water in them, and he chased them down the street with a glove with a knife on it. That's the way we see it tonight. All right, here's another boneheaded move. A 77-year-old man, you're going to love this one, arrested for trying to sell fake ED pills.
Okay, brother, there you go. What are they for, like vitamin C or something, whatever? These guys, I got some ED pills for you, but don't take effect.
77 years old, man.
They'll take effect for you right away. They'll take effect for you right away. Don't worry about a thing. They ain't doing nothing.
A man who tried to walk past the TSA agent at the airport and got arrested. We just talked about that. So anyway, all right. The truck driver who tried to drive down a small city street and ended up getting stuck over in Brighton Heights.
I was getting ready to say he had to get stuck.
Trailer got stuck.
18-wheeler. I can't even imagine.
18-wheeler. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, he went down some narrow. You know how we have these narrow streets here in Pittsburgh. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
This clown tried to go down this narrow street, and then so. All right, we have a new segment tonight called Other Situations. All right, and by the way, Bonehead segment brought to you by Draft 412, $9 a month. Get on their website today. Big time information in their e-magazine right to your inbox, draft412.com. All right. Okay, Bill, other situations. Olive Garden restaurant is being accused, and some former employees have said this, that they are reusing the rolls that they give you.
Oh, no.
They're reusing the rolls. The rolls that they give you, let's say you don't take them home. Most people do, but let's say you don't take them home, right?
Oh my God.
And they're reusing the rolls.
Ain't no wonder why COVID ain't never going to go away.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
It is here to stay, but I mean, oh my God, can you imagine oh Lord Jesus. Oh, that's sick.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me want to go to an Olive Garden and eat.
We got some comments here tonight, but we'll get to those shortly, okay? Well, I want to finish up this segment here. A La Quinta Hotel.
Uh-oh.
All right, listen to this. had bed bugs and refused to give anybody a refund. And then get this, another person at the same La Quinta put in a reservation, and she gets there and they canceled her reservation when she got there.
Oh man.
You know what? That's not funny. You know what I call that, Bill? I call that funny, but not funny.
No, you're
Okay,
right.
I call that funny, but not funny. It's funny in a way, but it's not funny in another way because somebody. And then get this, they couldn't get no hotels because they were all booked up in the town. They couldn't even get a sleazy motel. They were all booked up in the town.
Was it
For
this
some-
past weekend?
Yeah.
That's why
It'll-
Steelers. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it wasn't here. It happened in some other
Oh.
states. somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Some of these things I get, they don't tell you where they are. They just tell you the hotel. They
Oh.
don't say where they are.
Okay.
you know?
I thought that was here. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have too many La Quintas here to begin with. The only one I know of is in Moon. So I mean, so
Okay.
but anyway. All right. Here we are. Eagle Pay says, what do you think she will do with PRT if she's elected county executive? Who knows? She might get rid of that service. She wants to get rid of the jail. She wants to defund police. She wants to close down Schumann Center. Her idea of putting juveniles in programs. That's her idea. She don't want them in Schumann Center. She wants them in programs. She said this at the debate again this week, that she wants to put juveniles in programs. She wants to close down Schumann Center.
Not a good idea. Not a good move.
No,
man.
not at all. And she opened her big mouth today, and not only about the Hamas thing, but let me tell you what else happened. I was listening to a radio station here in town that was prominent, and I'm not going to mention the name of it, okay? Because they have never given me a job, and B, I only listen to it just to get so skinny on some things. But here we are. I tried, Bill, at the beginning of this of her term, Sarah Morado, to get her on this program.
Okay.
And what had happened was I argued with this guy. His name's Sam. He wanted to see what my program looked like, so I sent him a couple of episodes. He said, I can't have her come on your program because I don't like your show. Okay, fine. Well, today, a prominent person, and actually I'll tell you who it is, Marty Griffin from KDK. And this morning he said that he reached out to Amarado's people to have her come on the show. They turned him down.
Oh.
And he said, why would you do that when you're trying to run for county executive? Don't you want to get all the play you need to do to be on the radio?
Not a good move, kid. Not a good move.
And it's that guy, Sam, the same guy that I dealt with. And I got a hold of Marty today, and I said, Marty, I says, because I'm friends with him on Facebook. I said, I got him on Messenger. I said, Marty, I says, that's a shame. I said, that happened to me on my podcast. And he said that, and he even said this morning, that this guy was rude, ignorant, and didn't want no part of this. So how in the world is Sarah Alvarado going to get her word out there? You see what I'm saying?
Well, maybe that might be a good thing that she got blocked because of the stuff that she's doing now. Right. I mean, the stuff that she does, like I said, I'm not as high into politics and as knowledgeable as you are, brother. But let me tell you something right now. From what I'm hearing, from what you're telling me, not good at all. I don't like her.
I know. It's
I
terrible.
don't like her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Bill, I'm telling you, and I've been saying this, and now it's starting to come to light. Steven Zapala now has a commercial out where he showed a document of Matt Dugan when because Matt Dugan was the chief public defender who's running against Zapala.
Oh.
Another, okay, one of those progressive Democrats. Okay, his idea of putting drug dealers, instead of putting them in jail, is put them in programs. For some reason, the progressives have this thing about programs, and most of these people, they don't want police. They don't want none of this stuff. So everybody out here needs to be careful about when they vote for these progressives, because these are the kinds of things that they hide, and they try to come up with some different language like, well, I'm going to improve the police force, but then you tell them you're going to cut them and then improve. You understand what I'm saying? All right.
Unlivable city.
And you have to be careful with these progressives, the Summerlees of the world, the Bethany Hallams. I made the mistake of interviewing her. I interviewed her. I thought she was a nice lady. And all of a sudden I find out she's a psycho progressive that's doing the same thing that all these other people are doing. And now she won't even talk to me, and I don't care. You know what I mean? So she better be careful, Bill, because from what I saw at the county council meeting and her behavior at the last jail board meeting I watched.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, you did send me that. Yes, you did.
Yeah. Her behavior to me, I think it's time for me to run against her in the election. And I think I just might do that because I'm going to tell you what, I don't like the way she behaves. I don't.
Like a
You know what
juvenile.
I'm saying?
It's like a juvenile. It's like a juvenile. She's like a juvenile.
Yeah, acts like a juvenile. Yeah. And I don't like it. She fights with people. You can't get along with her. If it's not her way, she don't want it.
Yeah.
Instead of giving her an inch, she wants a mile.
Yeah.
And sometimes, what did I say last week? I'll take the inch. All right. I don't need the mile. I'll take the inch for public safety. And the inch is we got Schumann Center coming to open up. Now they want the mile. Oh, well, we Adelphoi this and Adelphoi that. And I said this last week. Well, if Adelphoi's so bad, why are they operating 30 state facilities? Okay.
Can't be all that bad, brother. And I may
Can't
fall
be
like
that
everybody
bad.
else,
No.
but still, the thing is, like you always say, but you give somebody a rope and they want to become a cowboy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I don't like her either.
So does everyone understand now? Because I don't want no one to come to me and go, oh, you know what, Ralph, you were right. Yeah, I am right. Okay. All right. So Mike says hello. A steady watcher of the program, Mike Price.
What's
All
up,
right?
Mike?
Mike. All right. And here I got a couple emails. One's from Austin, Texas. Guy named Ron. He says, Ralph, Bill, I like your show. He says, Ralph, I like your Sports Corner show, and I watch and listen to most of your programs.
Awesome.
He said, you guys tell it the way you see it. And then I like you on Saturday with Leo telling it like it is. Thank you.
There you are, brother. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
I quote you by Paul up in Rath, Alaska. So
yeah.
Thank
you, guys.
And here's another email. Denver, Colorado. Caitlin says, Ralph, great program. You and Bill really great together on the way we see it. Also, she also watches or listens to a few of the other shows on Blog Talk Radio, which I'll get to in a few minutes.
Nice.
Or later on in the show, the schedule of shows that I have. And so we'll get to that as we go along. Now we're going to start with our key topics. And key topics today are brought to you by Hillcrest Farms in Richmond, Ohio. Hay grain beef, head out there today to Hillcrest Farms, Richmond, Ohio. 740-346-5442. 740-632-2894. You can email them at hillcrestfarmsohio@gmail.com and check out their website at www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com and on their Facebook page as well, Hillcrest Farm, Richmond, Ohio, 45 minutes from Pittsburgh, right up the hill from Steubenville, Ohio. Give them a call or email them and get the right directions, because if you punch in Hillcrest Farms, Ohio, you might end up in another one. They have to give you these specific instructions, and you have to put it in your GPS the way they tell you to. If you don't, you're going to get lost. It's happened to me. All right. So I just want to let everyone know that before you go out there and then you say, Ralph, I got lost. And by the way, get on their website. They do ship. So ship it, hillcrestfarmsohio.com. Get on their website. Check it out. All right. Let's get into our key topics tonight, Bill. First, we're going to talk about firefighter lighting fires. You know what? I blasted this guy earlier today. This is sad. And it really makes a firefighter look bad. It makes people not want to be a firefighter. And I heard today in Westmoreland County, they're having trouble finding firefighters and paramedics. And it's really, and 911 operators. It's really getting out of hand. Bill, what do you think of this here? This guy here, a volunteer firefighter. I've seen this before. I've heard this before. It's been across the country. What do you think of this?
Well, that's a revolving door for me. But just simply that, who are you trying to impress, and why did you do it to begin with? What is your situation? What was going on about all that? That's what I don't understand. Why would you do that and then cause some type of a blaze to where you actually have to try to put it out, and then you got to call the fire department for sure? And just like you said, that's going to drive people away from becoming a volunteer fireman. All of a sudden, maybe he was drunk. Maybe he said, "Hey, baby, I'm drunk. I'm just like this on fire here, and let's see what we can do. We'll put it on. I'm a volunteer fireman." Well, he got out of control.
Yeah, so and he even went and fought the fires. That's the interesting part about it. Yeah, he went and fought the fires. So, and I told you about the situation when we were off camera. I told you about that.
Yes, you did.
That time.
Yes,
and,
that's right.
And then on top of that, now, like I said, Westmoreland County's having trouble finding firefighters, paramedics, and 911 operators. They can't find them. They can't get them. So, I mean, here we are. And then you're going to make it worse than that. And here's another kicker to this. One of my ex-girlfriends lives on that Leishman Street.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, she lives on one of the on Leishman Avenue. So if it would have been one of her houses, look out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, so.
How much did that affect? Real quick, how much did that affect?
I got 4 houses. That's all I know. I don't know what kind, how much money it was, but they got 4 houses. I'm actually surprised they caught them this fast, because usually stuff like that takes a while. You know. So.
Oh my gosh! An idiot in action. That's an idiot in action. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of Alvarado and Joe Rocky, they had another debate this week on WTAE, and of course, you know, Rocky was his normal self. He was calm. Okay. You know, he said his answers correctly, and Alvarado did it again. I think I sent you the video. You know, it's on YouTube.
Might have. Take a look.
WTAE had it this week. League of Women Voters. I have a friend of mine that's on the Allegheny County Transit Council with me, Bill. That's part of the League of Women Voters. And I got to tell you, Alvarado, she really, you know, did it again, trying to tell a book report instead of just answering simple questions. Rocky was real simple with his questions. Did you see I'm sure you haven't seen the commercials yet, but I got to give Rocky credit for this one. He's got Alvarado dancing and talking. You know, singing a song with a microphone in her hand, dancing down the street. And it's funny because you know what that means? She's a song and a dance.
Exactly.
You get it? A song and a dance.
Song and a dance.
And
right.
I thought that was pretty hilarious when I saw that. And I said, you know, that's pretty good. Eagle Pace says she did not answer questions that were given to her. Absolutely. Eagle Pace has said that here on our comments section. She was horrible in the first debate. She
was. She was trying to dance around the question and trying to come up with, I guess, the more sophisticated answer because Rocky was knocking him out of the park. She's just no. I don't, that's all I got to say. I can go on, but I'm not going to. We're on live here.
Bob here. He lives in Altoona. He says he watches the program all the time. He likes our show. And he says he was happy to see me come up with a co-host. So that was good.
Thanks so much, Bob. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Oh yeah, from the fabulous community of Altoona. So I haven't been there since the early '90s. That's the last time I was in Altoona.
And then that was where they shot Night of the Living Dead up that way.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah. WWE when they first started Monday Night Raw, they started it in Altoona at the Jaffa Mosque.
Oh, okay.
That was the very first episode back in 1994. It was the very first episode. It was at the Jaffa Mosque in Altoona.
Gotcha.
You know, yeah. So, but I heard Altoona's come a long way now. They're advertising. They're saying, come visit Altoona. It looks like it's come a long way.
Probably has, because it was a lot of farmland before. I remember, or at least a lot of, there wasn't hard, you know, the buildings from what I remember, we were out there. I've been out there for a long time. So everywhere else is built up. So I'm pretty sure that, you know, I don't see why they wouldn't. They had a lot of land out there.
Right. All right. I think we've had enough of Rocky and Alvarado right now. So at least I've had enough. We got a bunch of other topics to talk about. Mike Lindell, founder of MyPillow, is being decimated by court battles. He is in trouble for fraud, tax evasion, all kinds of stuff. And if you've noticed on his TV commercials, he's liquidating all his pillows.
Didn't know that. I haven't watched TV in a while.
I'm charging half off. I subscribe to his email or his text, and he sends me texts all the time about 50% off. He's getting rid of most of his merchandise except for the pillows. He has slippers, sheets, pillowcases, all that stuff. He's getting rid of everything. He is in big trouble. Also, he did something with some kind of fraudulent election thing when Trump was running for president. He got himself in trouble with that. But he's having some court battles, and you know he's got to pay out some fines. What do you think about this with Mike Lindell?
Well, I mean, he definitely had an empire for sure. I mean, he came out. You know, I remember the first commercial. You know, everybody was talking about the MyPillow thing.
MyPillow,
yeah. Like this guy over here. I never had one. So how are they?
They're very good, and you can throw them in a washer, and they're still the same, or you can adjust it, the pillow to your softness, and it's very nice.
So my question is, why would you take? And I'm sure he made millions.
Yes. Yes.
We'll just say $1 million industry. It's probably a whole heck of a lot more. But why would you do that and put it up against whatever you did to cause? Yeah, all this stuff to come back on you to be in court cases, and I'm sure he has a family.
Yes.
So that's insane, brother. I call that insane.
Well, I'll tell you what else is insane. Everybody said he's a Christian.
Yeah, but okay, that's all fine and dandy. But are you how I say when you put the face, but then behind the scenes, the horns are coming out, baby. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. You know what they say? You mess with the bull, you get the horns
all the time, brother.
You mess with. So anyway,
all the time.
All right, next, the plastic bag ordinance in the city of Pittsburgh.
Here we go. What is it?
I got something good for you here. I cussed out Erica Strasburger when she first introduced this bill, the council lady for the East, Shady Side, Squirrel Hill, all that stuff. Okay. Of course, she's one of those progressive Democrats as well. She said, plastic bags, we need for the future of our children and all this other crap. And I said, well, you know something? I went down to city council meeting and I literally cussed her out. And I said, look, Erica, all of the problems we have in this city, and you're worried about plastic bags. Well, we have to take action now to help our kids. Put the little action aside of helping our kids and worry about the decrepit bridge that you claim you didn't know nothing about being decrepit, that you cross every time, that Negley Avenue Bridge. I tell you what, Bill, the sidewalk is decrepit. I've driven across it in my scooter, and then I've drove across that bridge. That bridge is decrepit at Negley Avenue there, okay? That bridge needs to be repaired. She claims she didn't know nothing about it. Stevie Wonder could see it when he went by. What do you think?
Well, people just how can I say this without getting in trouble? I'll just say it kindly. I'll put it to.
Hey, I've said things and got myself in trouble. You know.
I'll say it like this: what you don't want to see with your eyes open, you close. And you walk across.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's my theory on that. So if you see something that's that bad, but you don't want it to be known to everybody else,
right?
Just close your eyes and walk across. That's all.
I think this plastic bag ordinance is foolish. I think it's ridiculous. I get the point about the kids, and I get right.
I do too.
And the environment and all that other bull. But right now we have a homeless problem. Right now we have police. We're not fighting crime right.
Right.
We got a lot more problems in this town than plastic bags, and that,
and the bridge.
And the bridge.
Yeah. So the thing is that you got the power, but then the problems are falling down here. Let me do this. You got the problem, but then the problems are falling down here like this and out of sight, but you're still got the power. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you're going to abuse your power, and to abuse it to where you're safe, but everybody else is not. If you understand what I mean by that. Right. It's kind of a, another revolving door situation. These people are totally just idiots. I'm sorry. That's the way I put it. They're just idiots. And, when you close your eyes to something like that, it's a hazard. And
it's a hazard.
Watch what something happens there. Then,
but I think this plastic bag ordinance, as of right now, is foolish. Clean up your yard first before you go into somebody else's yard and do. You know what I mean?
Real quick, I went to, I can't remember which store I went to the other day, and she asked, "You want plastic or paper?" I said, "Huh?" So you got a choice. I said, "Huh?" I said, "What? I said, "I'll take the paper. Sure, that's fine. It's reusable."
Well, no, you know what you can do with it, don't you? You can hand it out to somebody that's doing something wrong, and they can put a bag over their head. You know what I mean? That's what I would use a paper bag for. Give it to somebody.
There it is, right there. You said it, brother. You said it.
Because it's so disgraceful. You know what I mean? Like we talked last week about the homeless situation. I hand a brown bag to the mayor and say, "Hey, you know what? This is a disgrace." Then I find out the police chief knows about this. We know some people at church. Remember I told you that last week?
Yeah. You told me about that. So what did they do? Nothing. They did
But
nothing.
this guy that works with the chief told me this, and I'm not going to mention his name, of course, for privacy. But he told me, he said the chief's on it. He said he's going to shut that down. They're going to clean that up. And Marty Griffin really went to town on that report.
I hope so, because that's a disgrace. It's a shame. That really is. It's just out of control. Well, we don't see.
This, they didn't know anything about that new homeless shelter.
That's what I'm saying. So somebody.
Oh, I'm so angry about that, Bill. It's unbelievable.
And you know what? Not only on top of that, brother, but those people could have been somewhere. They could have been, and
already been at this new place. Instead,
put porta potties.
And they've been there for 15 years, and Mayor Peduto put porta potties
out there. Oh, we'll just go ahead and put porta potties out there. So let's do it here.
Let them stay there.
About it. What?
I remember when your cousin was in charge of the city, and I remember when he used to shut these homeless shelters down. When Ravenstall was on, he would shut these down, literally. I mean, I used to see him go around shutting them down. Guy was a good guy.
Yeah, he was. You said it lightly. You said it lightly, but it's just something. Like I said, power and then problems. As the problems fall, the power's still up here, and they can go ahead and press what they want to press as much as they can press before either they get caught or a problem actually comes out of a situation that should have been handled a long time ago.
And then on top of that, I want to cuss out Bruce Krause too, because he's the city council person for the South Side. You mean to tell me you didn't know nothing about this?
Yeah, like where were you at, Bruce? Wait, Bruce, where were you at? Were you at a rally all that time?
Well, he's getting ready to retire. His term is up. Barb Charlin, his assistant, ran unopposed, and he's going to be running in the election. I don't know who's running against him on the Republican end, but so here we are, same stuff.
Bruce, stop living under a rock, Bruce. Come on, dude. I know your term is up, but at least make a bang before you leave.
Well, he did something for me once.
I remember you told me.
Yeah, they did something with the ramps down, or the new concrete platforms they put down on the South Side. And what happened was they didn't put the concrete out far enough for people to get on the bus at this one bus stop. And I called him up and I said, can you get the city to go down there and move that concrete pad out a little more so people can get on the bus and don't have to step off the curb and back on the bus. They can go right from the curb to the bus, and the bus can pull right up there. Because what happened was they did it with all the other ones, but didn't do it with that corner. He fixed it within a week. So that's the only thing he's ever done for me. I've complained to him about my building. You know how that's going here.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to go into that.
Yeah, I've complained to him about some other stuff and nothing. I've said this many times, Bill, and I think you'll agree with me. We live in a nothing, I don't care society these days.
There it is. There it is. That's the best way you could put it, brother. I don't care about nobody else but me and nobody else and nothing else. Period. That's it.
Because that's the way it is now, and everybody's like that. So all right, let's talk about the police commander. He's been allegedly charged with, and here's another egg on the city's face, charged with invasion of privacy. Supposedly, this police commander at Zone 2 was caught, or allegedly, and I'm going to say alleged because I don't know if this is true. I mean, but he's been removed from the job because supposedly he put wiretaps and he put cameras in the police car so he could monitor his people.
No kidding.
That's invasion of privacy.
Yes, that is. Absolutely.
And he's in deep doo-doo for that.
No kidding.
Wow. The commander of Zone 2.
Wow. How far do you think you're going to away with that, buddy? That's what I want to know. I just want to know. Come on,
exactly.
Dude.
Well, he's been removed from his job. So
I'm the commander. I can do this.
Mike Price says we make a good team. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Ralph. I'm the commander. I could do what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, commander. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the commander. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. I don't care. You know what I mean? See, there we go again. I don't care. That's just like these teachers show up drunk to work. What makes you think the kids aren't going to go home? Well, how was school today? Oh, the teacher showed up and said it's drunk. You know what I mean? And you know what I always say, don't you, Bill? And I learned this from a movie I watched, and it's a true story. I watched this movie. I used to watch these old movies on Lifetime. They were good movies then. Now it's completely out of hand. It was called the Diane Borkert story, and that's true.
I didn't see that.
She hired some students to kill her husband.
Oh no! Really?
Yes. You got to check it out. It's got Peter Coyote in it, and Margaret.
Oh, nice.
And Peter Coyote, Hilary Swank, and a few other, and Toby Maguire, one of his first acting jobs.
No kidding. I got to check that out. That would be interesting.
It's called the Diane Borkert story. Okay.
I got to check that out. Definitely.
So the detectives are trying to find out who killed her husband, right? And the guy's sitting there and he's putting the tea bag in his tea, and he says to his partner, he says, "Look, we got nothing here." He said, "We're going on 6 months. We have nothing." He says, he says, "I want to understand something. How come you're not worried and concerned like I am?" He said, "Because we'll find out who it is." And he goes, "How?" He said, "Because kids talk."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
As soon as he said that, the next day they got a phone call from a kid who because the kids that killed the guy, they were drunk and they start blabbing their mouth out, and one kid heard it and called it in, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah.
You did himself.
So how do you become a teacher? Go drunk. I was school today. Oh yeah, it was fun. We were in audio visual watching porn and audio visual. Yeah. And teachers have done that too. Oh my gosh!
What did you learn today? We learned about the private parts. What? The private parts of what? What are you private parting? What are you doing?
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That's the way we see it on that, man. That's hilarious. I gotta tell you a real good story. And this is one of the reasons why now the Boy Scouts require 2 leaders per when you go camping.
Okay? You got all this, brother, because I don't know nothing about all that.
This guy, and I knew he was a moron when I knew him. Okay. I used to have to deal with him when I went to district functions. Okay. And then I was part of the Order of the Arrow, which is a special club within the Boy Scouts. Okay.
All right.
And every time I went to an Order of the Arrow function, of course, he was there. He was an idiot then, and he was an idiot for doing this. He took some kids, and this was before the 2 leader ordinance. He took some kids camping, and he showed them porn.
Oh no!
So when they went home, they said to their parents says, "How was your camping trip?" "Oh, Mommy, we watched porn." "Oh my gosh, we had pizza." "Oh my gosh, we watched porn and had pizza." So that's when, believe it or not, Allegheny Trails Council at the time decided to have 2 leaders per camping trip, and that's one of the reasons why.
What are you doing tonight? Oh, we're going to take the kids out in the woods there and watch some porn. We're going to have pizza, popcorn. We're going to have s'mores. We're going to go.
We're going to have s'mores and we're going to watch porn. Yeah. Showed them porn. It was a winter camping trip, Bill. They stayed in the Potomac houses out at Heritage, and Heritage is actually by Nemacolin. So yeah.
It ain't no wonder why this world's the way.
That's why I always say kids talk. And that's where I got that from, that movie. He said, "You know what? Kids talk."
Kids talk. They do talk. You're right.
Talk.
What you do today, Larry? We watched porn, man.
The commander goes home and his wife says, "How was work today?" "Well, I put recording devices and cameras in my police car." This is just another what is it? Egg on their face again.
Egg on your face.
Commander. Oh my God.
This is too much.
I can't stop laughing.
No,
all right.
They're stupid.
Let's get back to this. All right. Columbus Day. Today was Columbus Day, Bill. And everyone's like, "Well, what does Columbus Day mean to you?" And you and I'm half Italian, you're full Italian. Okay. Yes. And Christopher Columbus discovered America, but get this. The tarp is still on the Columbus statue at Shenley Park.
Get out of here. No.
It's still there. It's been there for 3 years. They were supposed to move it to the where the Frick Art Museum is over there in Point Breeze?
I do.
They were supposed to move it into some kind of garden back in the back. They were going to put it. All right.
But it ain't.
That's where Peduto was going to put it. Well, fortunately for us as Italians, we ended up having an organization that decided to sue the city. And it's been jammed up in court. They took it all the way to the state Supreme Court. And now the city has kept that there for 3 years now. And I heard that this week is going to be the final hearing, or they're supposed to make it that the state Supreme Court's supposed to make. But now it's in Commonwealth Court downtown. They're supposed to make some kind of a ruling as to whether or not that statue is to be removed. Now, let me ask you this. If you live in Philadelphia and you're one of these people well, Christopher Columbus, he was involved in slavery. I don't care what he was involved in. He discovered America.
Yeah.
That's what this holiday's about. It's not about whether he was involved in slavery, whether he was involved in not delivering porta potties, whatever he did back in the day. I don't care. He
In the
was
Pittsburgh porta potties. I remember those.
right. Yeah, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is that he just that's all I care about, the fact that he discovered America.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I think you'll agree with me on that. You got these people out here that want this removed. In Philadelphia, you know where their Columbus statue is? Way up high.
Yeah.
It's a part of the city. Do you see Philadelphia doing this? No. Okay, this is the problem I have with this. And again, you got these progressives out there. Actually, this isn't a progressive thing. This is a teeny weeny little group who runs their little traps, and they go on and on and on. I had this discussion with my transit council. All right, you get somebody who starts doing this about something, and guess what? People start listening. So it's a little teeny little group that says, "Oh, Christopher Columbus," you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Something stupid. I don't.
Mike says they have taken all the Southern history and statues already. Yes, they have.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. Confederate flags are going bye-bye. It's the history of our country. You know what I mean? You know,
I'm telling you,
there is no history.
No.
You know, when kids grow up, they're going to say, "Well, what happened? Oh, well, we got rid of this because of some teeny little group who really didn't like what was going on, and here we are." You know.
So they still got the tarp on that, huh?
They still got the tarp on that statue.
I'll go remove it tonight. Then I'll be down at AG. I'm on my way, brother. I'm on my way.
I'll tell you what, man, we're having a blast on this program. I got to tell you.
We are, man. Absolutely.
All right. Israel and Hamas war. Now, it's gotten so bad here. Now, they've captured some Americans. They have captured some Israeli families, kids. They're even kidnapping children. Israel and the United States dropped the ball in this war. Supposedly, Hamas snuck in. They actually paratrooped people in to Israel. And now Israel's called up 300,000 troops to come in and fight this war. And America sent some cruise ship or sent some ships to the sea. So what do you think of this, Bill?
I don't know too much on this, brother, because I have not been up to speed on this because simply I haven't been watching the TV or the news or anything on YouTube or anything. So I haven't really been up to speed on that, but I heard bits and pieces of it. And
it's a nasty war. And I hear Iran's involved in it. And we spoke earlier about how Iran got that money last week.
And now
we gave them back to bring our people back.
That's the thing.
I'm sending SEAL Team 6 in to go get these people. I'm sending Special Forces in to go find them. We have all this satellite technology. Why can't we go find them? We're not doing this.
Don't get it, man. I don't get people are dragging their feet about something. Forget it. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
We better stand with those folks. They need us way more than Ukraine. Yes, they do. I would fight for Israel any day of the week because Israel's always been there for us. They were the ones that jammed up the terrorist bank accounts and all that stuff back when 9/11 was going on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Israel was the one that helped us with Iran, with that crap with the nuclear weapons and all that. And then they go and they give it back to them to swap hostages. You know, and it's ridiculous. This regime or this president's got to go. He's running again for re-election. I can't believe he's running for re-election.
Is he running forward or backward or in neutral? I think it's backwards. I think
it's backward. Yeah, he's running backwards. He's going,
you know what? I think he got one of those ski machines that actually broke and now it's stuck to him. And it's like, Uncle Joe. Yes, Uncle Joe. You got to go, bro. Seriously, son.
Uncle Joe got to go. So,
come on, dude.
Yeah, I would rather help Israel than help Ukraine any day, and we're still giving money to Ukraine. That bothers me too. I mean, that's we've talked about that. Mayor Gainey made a statement this week that he wants to improve city services.
Here we go.
City services.
So I want to hear this because
he wants to improve city services. That's all he said.
Oh, just city services. But what's that all?
Improve city services.
What bus? What other?
Well, no, not bus. Well, I mean, here I got one for you.
Public servants?
I got a phone call from someone in our church, Brother Curtis. Okay.
My man, Brother Curtis.
Brother Curtis called me to thank me because I helped him out with something with Port Authority. Okay.
Got you. I remember you.
Actually, I helped the whole Hill District out with something from Port Authority.
Okay. All right.
He ran into Mayor Gainey downtown, and he said to the mayor, I need your help. And this was before he came to me. Okay. He says, I need your help. They're planning on rerouting this route, and this route. And I need you to go help me with PRT. You know what he said? That's not my problem. That's Rich Fitzgerald's problem.
So you mean to tell me, Brother Ed, Uncle Eddie, just couldn't take
Ready Eddie. I call him Ready Eddie.
Uncle Eddie just couldn't just take a minute and say, you know what? Let me at least look into that for you, and at least try to help you out and see maybe what I can do on the inside for you and everybody else up in that area or whatever, you know.
Right.
But you mean to tell me you couldn't just do that
Even
because
if you didn't do anything, at least say, hey, I'll try to do something. You know, that's like, you know, when we go to weddings and we DJ weddings at times and they tell us they don't want us to take requests and somebody comes up and says, I want to request a song. And what do we say? We'll see what we can do for you.
Just had that weekend, brother.
Eddie could have said that. He could have said, I'll see what I can do for you.
That's
I mean, even if he didn't do anything, but don't say, oh, that's not my problem. That's Rich Fitzgerald's problem.
See, here's another thing. You got the guy in power. If you remember, brother, when he was on council.
I remember when he was state representative.
Yeah, it's state representative. I'm sorry, council. Right. When he was state representative, if you remember, he would always take the time. Because me and my aunt went down to his office down in East Liberty a couple of years ago, and he took the time. All right. Yeah. Now you're even higher in power, and you can do a little bit more, but you choose not to because you've got everything else. It's suffocating you. And that's what it is. You take too much on from this position that you're going into to become mayor of the Pittsburgh. And then from everything else that Billy didn't come through and was promising, now you're crossing two paths. Just like I said, things that don't go together, oil and water and Don King and a comb. Just don't go together.
Don King and a comb.
See what I'm saying? See what I mean?
Oh, that's a blast from the past, Don King. Oh, man.
So this is what I mean. You're crossing two things that just don't go together. You're trying to merge it.
Yeah.
It's and you know you can't.
I mean, a small part of me, Bill, you know, the Christian part of me feels bad for Ed because he took on a job that was tough, and you know, and I hate to say this, he's going to be a one-term mayor. And I think I know who's going to run against him, Corey. I think Corey.
I think he's going to step up, and I think he's going to run because let me tell you something. I mean this from the bottom of my heart because we seen Eddie around Christmas time last year, and when he hugged me and he told me,
I saw him at Pastor Paul's retirement party.
Remember? It was close to it was close to Christmas.
Yeah, and he promised me he was going to do some stuff in February, and we're in October. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. You know? So this is what I mean. And from what I'm understanding, for what you were told me, you got some pretty prominent women living in that building who are mothers of some people who are on council.
Some people that are on his staff.
So you know,
your mother's living here. So why can't you figure? What your mother don't tell you what goes on in here?
I'm sure somebody has. But anyway, I do. Eddie's a good guy. There's just no doubt. But the thing is that there's too much responsibility that's going on. You're making promises and the broken promises from the other mayor that it's not happening. You're going positive against the positive. And you know what happens when you go positive against the positive.
Yeah.
It just ain't going to work.
Peduto promised he was going to have 50 cops downtown and 50 cops on the south side 24/7.
Where's that at? Where's it at? It's not there. It was never there. It was never there. Because all the stuff that was breaking out over on the south side and north side.
They bought that Highland Drive site for $1 from the federal government. They were supposed to put $500,000 into refixing those buildings. Now they cut it down to $100,000, and they're only going to put the police training and fire and paramedic training up there. That's all.
That's a huge piece of property.
Up there. That was supposed to be a big, huge complex. But the bad part about this, Bill, was they did make a great decision on this. They were planning, Peduto's plan was to put all city services, which means salt trucks, all the stuff was all going to go up there. So let's say you live over here where I live, and you need services, and you got to go all the way out to Highland Drive to go fill up your salt truck to come back all the way over here to the South Hills.
No,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I would imagine of this, if he would have put everything together, and listen to what I'm telling you, if he would put if that would have ever merged and he would have put everything together, I'm sure there would have been salt dispensers around the city for the utility.
Oh yeah, the igloos would still be where they are. Like we have the one down on 51, and what's his face, the one that's the councilman over in Overbrook or whatever, that part of South Hills. He's trying and partially here a little bit too.
I don't know.
He's trying to get that salt igloo back up in Mount Oliver, and he's working on Houseman Street.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who that is. I don't know who that is,
he owns a construction company, and I can't remember his damn name for the life of me right now. I have a brain fart. So
Spade.
no. Oh man,
that's all right.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway, oh, by the way, Mike says you got that right, Billy. Joe got to go.
Yeah.
So, go.
Thanks, Mike. Here's one for you, buddy. I'm telling you, man, it's Uncle Joe got to go, man. He got to go. Seriously.
So anyway, all right, we've completed our key topics for tonight. Actually, I got one more. Brookline, they're getting speed bumps, Bill.
No. Well, ain't that something else? Now, I lived in Highland Park all of my life.
Wait a minute. I'm not done.
Okay, bro.
They're actually going to do your old street.
What?
They're doing it. It was
You know why, Ralph? I'm gonna tell you why.
Because you moved out.
No more. I'm not there no more.
Because you moved out.
What it is. They're like, Billy is not there no more, so it's time to do Stanton Avenue.
Oh
yes,
my
it
gosh.
is.
Deb Gross.
All these years.
I cussed her out at that picnic, that Ed Gady picnic, and I said, "Why can't you help out here with?" Well, I got to fill out paperwork, and the paperwork doesn't go through right, and all this and that. Well, why are the other council people able to do it?
This
is
so sad. You know? Up in Highland Park, and if anybody knows that area, especially coming into the park, I lived on the bend. That bend was
hit by a car coming out of your house one time.
I know you did.
Yeah, I almost got hit by a car. I got out of my car and I almost got hit. I mean,
those people come flying up there with the boom boxes going, everything else going up into the park, and then they come flying. They think it's the Indianapolis 500 at 2:00 in the morning. Speed bumps would have been great. People are trying to start families over there.
Oh, it's going to happen now. Finally,
wow, that's happy.
This weekend they're closing down the streets. I heard it today. They're closing the streets down over there to do it, and they're doing it in Brookline, and Carrick's got a bunch of them too. I mean, I've seen them in Carrick everywhere. Mount Washington, Grandview Avenue.
They have them over in Morningside. They have them over in Morningside. They have them over on Beachwood Boulevard too.
Yeah. Well, these people, they drive like you said, like it's the Indianapolis 500. I mean,
Yeah, there was a lot of people lost control.
I saw somebody last week run past the school bus.
Oh no, not that.
The lights on.
Oh
kids,
no.
Kids trying to cross the street and boom.
Oh no,
didn't hit nobody, but still.
That is a horror film waiting to be written, man. Oh my god!
And then I saw somebody in the rear of a Port Authority of a PRT bus try to pass the bus, go around the bus, and almost hit the car coming the other direction. Boom! This close.
Oh man! That is patience. I'm gonna tell you something. I know everybody's probably encountered at least one or two of these morons at least. Maybe 5 times a day. When you're driving down the street, you got a green light, you're cruising through nice at a 35-mile-an-hour speed. All of a sudden, somebody's at a red light and they're allowed to make that turn on red. They wait just a couple more seconds before you get up on them, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 seconds later, you could have had a collision because they have to cut you off. And then they drive like a 9,500-year-old grandmother. 9,500, not 95.
Yeah, they pass you up, and then you're behind them, and they don't move. I'm like, well, why did you pass me up if you're not going to move? I mean that doesn't make no sense.
These people are so old that they still owe Moses money. As a matter of fact, they're so old.
I've seen it.
Those
communities, and I'm not going to mention which ones. It's the worst.
Those people over there.
I don't even want to drive anymore. That's how bad this is. I don't want to drive anymore. It's terrible.
It's crazy because it happened to me 5 times in 1 week, and it just seems like these people. Oh, well, I'm just going to go ahead and pull on out in this guy because I got enough time. 5 seconds should be enough. Yo, really?
It's this, Bill, the cell phone.
Yeah, pretty much, because nobody,
and even old people.
Oh,
Remember that time? Remember that time I got hit? I was crossing Negley Avenue with my scooter that time on
yeah,
my way home from
that's right.
church. From
Yeah,
church,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I got
yeah.
hit at that intersection. This elderly lady got out of her car. She comes up to me. I'm laying on the hot ground. It's 95 degrees out. I'm laying on the hot ground there at Negley and Penn. And she goes, "I'm so sorry. I didn't see you."
Well, you know what it
What?
was, brother. You know what it was.
What? She was on a cell phone. She was
No,
distracted. That's what
listen,
she said. Yeah.
she just wanted just to help you out, get a tan that day. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I got more
I
than a
remember
10.
that.
You
I
know?
remember that day. You called me from the hospital.
Yeah, Mike says this world was smarter when the phones hung on the wall.
Oh my
Remember
gosh,
those days?
I can't agree with you more than that, brother Mike. Oh, that was so.
Uh,
And I love it. When the kids don't know this, but it's like, how did you keep in contact? There was a system, and it was a smooth system. It might have
yeah,
taken a little while, but it
right.
was a smooth system.
Call me at home at 10 o'clock at night when I get home. Call me that.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know?
And then we're sitting at
Yeah,
home. All the attention is diverted to the conversation and
the
all this other stuff.
conversation.
You're
Yeah.
driving down the road like, hang on, Ralph. I got to go ahead and answer this text. Hang on, Ralph. Wait, my phone's ringing. Ralph, hang on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, I got to order a pizza, Ralph. Hang on. Hold on. Wait, I got to do this. Man, oh, man. Multitasking and driving. That goes over
It just don't work.
that goes over like a pregnant nun running fast off the front row of a church pew. Let me tell you something right now. I mean to tell you.
All right, Bill, let's get into some small topics
Let's
here.
do it, brother.
You to do here. Toys R Us is making a comeback. They're going to start out with 14 locations, but in Texas. Now, what they're doing is they're putting them in malls to try to drum business into the mall, indoor mall.
Who is this?
Yeah. Toys R Us.
Oh, Toys R Us. Okay.
Yeah, Toys R Us is making a comeback. They're starting out with 14 stores in Texas, and what they're going to do is put them inside shopping malls that are hurting, so that way they can try to get people back into the mall.
I see that. Hopefully that strategy works.
Yeah. Costco will now offer a loaded gift card in exchange for all old electronics.
Get out, really?
I kid you not.
Huh. Well, that's something
They
interesting.
will give you a gift card to spend inside Costco if
That
you
would
take
be-
old electronics to them. So,
that would have been interesting.
and we already talked about the employees, Walgreens employees
Yes.
at different locations. 500 employees across the country are walking out because of bad conditions at Walgreens stores.
Can't even imagine.
They said it's a health and safety hazard, and I don't blame them. That's the way we see it tonight on that. Restaurants.
Uh-oh.
Restaurants, get this, are back up before pre-pandemic employment. 60,000 new, they said 60,000 new restaurant jobs have happened in the United States. And in Pittsburgh, they said that they're supposedly, in some cases, up to speed. But why do I still see restaurants closing up? Because they can't get help. I don't want to hear this. Why is it that, I was trying to get a sponsor here for my shows, and the guy was real nice with me. He owns a pizza shop out in Robinson. And he said, Ralph, he says, I love your show. He said, I would love to be a sponsor, but guess what, Ralph? I said, what? I can't do it. He says, I don't have enough help now for the business that I have, and I have to turn business away because I don't have enough help. And if I broadcast on your show and I'm a sponsor for you, and you bring me more business, which will happen, okay? He says, I don't have enough help. And he used to close at 11. He closes at 9.
Oh,
On the
my.
weekends, he closes at 7. Okay. Again, I'm not going to mention the name of the business, but I will tell you, I'm disheartened by that. And trying to get sponsors for my show has been difficult because I've heard the same thing from different businesses. And some of them are on the verge of closing because they can't get help.
All over.
Okay. And I don't want to hear this that Biden is doing good for the supply chain. Dawn's Diner down in Brighton Heights. You know where Dawn's Diner is?
I do know.
On Record Street. It was on Warrior.
Yes.
It was on the next 3 days.
Yeah.
It's been in the mayor of Kingstown. Okay. They're having issues. She said they had to do a GoFundMe page because $80 for a case of eggs. $80 for a case of eggs. Okay. $80. So I'm just, now it's supply chain still happening. Why isn't our president stepping up and saying to these companies, stop doing this? All right. Why isn't the federal government investigating these farms and finding out why eggs are so high. You understand what I'm saying? Why is everything continue to go up? Why get what we know about gas prices? Trump said the same thing. Why is this stuff going on his watch, but on my watch it didn't go on?
Well, I can only say one word about Uncle Joe.
Oh, he's worrying about Ukraine.
Here it is, Geritol.
Who's going to be our next Speaker of the House there, Bill? They ousted McCarthy. I forgot to bring that up, see what your thoughts were on McCarthy getting ousted.
I don't know, brother. I mean,
we got to do something because week of November, man.
It's coming.
The government shuts down. I mean, something's got to happen here.
I don't
Has
know.
nothing to do with the president. I mean, but he's waiting somebody got to be the Speaker of the House. And,
So what are your thoughts on that? Because you inform me a little bit so I can give you at least some kind of a background.
Well, the one guy from Ohio, I think his name is Joe Johnson or John Johnson or Jim Johnson.
Okay.
His last name's Johnson. That's all I know. Okay.
Frank Johnson.
And Trump is supporting him, and he wants him to be the Speaker, and I think he's going to get it.
Okay.
There's a couple other guys and one of them was one of the ones that ousted him out, and I can't remember his name, that ousted McCarthy out, and they won it. Okay. They want to be Speaker of the House.
Okay, so they have what like 3 weeks then? Yeah,
at least 3 weeks, maybe more. Second week of November, the end of that week is when when this current plan to keep the government open stops. All right, so they got to do something,
If that happens, man. Ooh, man, you cancel Christmas and all the holidays. Man. Oh man.
And a lot of retailers are starting to hire now. In fact, they were starting to hire last month for Christmas.
Man, you know what? I hope that something happens soon with that, because did you see what I just said, right? And you were like, yeah, and you thought, can you imagine what would happen to the stores?
Oh my gosh, every retailer would go out of business.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be anything.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be anything.
I'm telling you.
You want to see something, watch The Walking Dead or watch Armageddon or something.
It's the Purge. It's the Purge. Yeah. I'm telling you, listen.
Yeah.
If they don't get it situated by 2 or 3.5 weeks, maybe, or something like that. Yeah. If that doesn't happen and they shut down that,
yeah, there's gonna be some kids not getting their GI Joes this year.
A lot of Xbox, a lot of PS5s.
Remember in Trading Places, he says, what makes you think pork bellies are going to go down? He says, they got to buy or they got to make money because it's Christmas time. He said the kids want their GI Joe with the handle grip on the rifle, and then
grip.
And then he says, what do you say? He says, the wife's not happy because you're not coming home with any money, and she's not happy, So yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be handled, man. I'm sure everybody's probably saying, "Oh my gosh, yes, this is." But I'm telling you, that would be a bad thing, man.
Mike says they really need to get it together. Our country is getting further in the toilet.
Well, it's getting down so far you can't even flush it no more, brother Mike. Even if you had some type of a turbo boost.
Even if you had Tidy Bull's nowhere to be found.
Exactly. Tidy Bull may have retired a long time ago. Even if he had a turbo boost over there,
Maytag man or whatever. What was it? The Tidy Bull man. There you
Tidy Bull man. You look at it, it's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If I ever had a toilet and I looked at my toilet, I see some guy on a little boat. It ain't happening, baby. It ain't happening.
What's bad? The shower commercial. What is a bath fitter? Remember the guy sitting in the tub in the shower, and he goes, "I can't afford six." That commercial's back, but they got the guy outside the shower, and they got the owner inside the shower. He goes, and he opens the door. He says, "How you doing?" He says, "Oh wow."
Yeah, oh wow, nothing. I'd be like, "Oh wow, it looks like you ain't going to see tomorrow, Bobby." Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
That commercial's back. With the shower, bath fitter commercial. Remember the old one with the guy in the shower?
Yes, I do.
I don't have $6,000, and who can I trust?
He was sitting on a soap dish.
Yeah. But now it's the owner, Frank Wiskowski, sitting there.
They have my baseball bat. But like, hey, just wait a second. I'll be right back. And I come out there with a baseball bat, be all over.
Oh, we could talk a couple minutes about some of them old commercials back in the day.
Oh my gosh, they were awesome.
Oh my gosh, where's the beef at all? Where's the beef?
Listen to me. There's this commercial. I think it was either for it was an insurance commercial. But in this commercial, it was the train on how things went with one little squirrel. I think it was State Farm, but how it started with one little squirrel walking across the chain of events. Now, he was the first one walking across a wire of electrical wire. He had I think it was an acorn or whatever, dropped this acorn. There was a lady getting a suntan. She was laying on her stomach, and you could see that her bikini top was off. It was untied from the back. So she jumped up to see, then her front was exposed and something else happened. The long story of the short is there was this boat that was come flying in the air, a big boat that went through this guy's house, and he was looking at it. And the funny thing about that was not only did the boat go through his house, but he was painting his mailbox, and the mailbox was the boat that came to his house. So he's
my gosh!
You got to see this commercial.
How about the new Domino's commercial where the guy's running out with a towel wrapped around him? He gets out of the shower to go after a Domino's pizza because they're giving, if you have the app, they're giving 50% off, and the guy's in a towel and he's running down there with his bare feet, running to go down to Domino's.
What about this one, brother? Remember this one? We only need one pin, Rodney.
Yeah. No, how about the Liberty Mutual commercials? Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The one guy jumped.
My mom hates that guy. She says with his little superhero car.
Now you know which one I like now. They got
What's
Mayhem, the guy they call Mayhem, and he's behind. He says, "I'm the
That's Dean Winters.
I'm the team mascot."
He used to be on the Law and Order SVU. Dean Winters is his name. He
goes, "I'm the team mascot." He's driving down with these big paws, and he goes, "I'm late." And he's bringing all these cars. He says, "Oh, that was a good hit."
Oh my!
He gets out of the car, puts the head on, and he's running down. He takes a kid's balloon. I love it. It's great. Man. I laugh so hard.
It'll make you laugh so hard. It's unbelievable, man.
I think that's what we all need. We need some laughter, man.
Yeah. How about the one where the woman's one for that woman cream, and she goes, "You can put it under your boob and in your butt crack." It's called Louie or something. And she comes on and she goes, "Oh, you can go under your boobs and your butt crack."
Hey, what about the one commercial? He's a black dude, and he's you see him getting ready to get in the shower, and he looks over and he finds his Old Spice was gone. It was
Oh, where's my Old Spice?
Yeah, he goes down and he's
he goes down to this woman. He said, "Where's my Old Spice?" Yeah.
He says he went to the women. He comes down to the bathroom. He says, "You ain't going out. I ain't going nowhere without my Old Spice." What do you do? I was like, oh my gosh, he's in the middle of a restaurant with his bathroom.
Hey, you know who does those commercials? That one that says "You rule." You know who does all those commercials? You're not going to believe it in a million years. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Young MC.
Get out of here.
He does all those Burger King commercials. Yep, he does them all.
Kidding?
Yeah.
That was
and he
crazy.
Says you're a hunger hack for the raps. He says you're a hunger hack. BK, have it your way. That's Young MC. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he's one hit wonder. He ain't making no more money on a busted move. Remember that? That's his one.
Well, on Saturday I played anything and everything that came out of the cracks, man. I played everything. Every hip hop.
I bet.
Everything. That's
you were texting me telling me about that. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, man. That lady came up to me. She goes, "Well, we want some Frank Sinatra." And I said to her, "Lady, listen, let me explain something to you just real quick, okay?"
You always get that Aunt Mabel or somebody.
Oh, she was an Aunt Mabel, too. Let me tell you, she come on up there. I'm telling you what, if she didn't have enough poly grip in her teeth, they would have came out and smacked my turntable. I'm trying to tell you. So anyway, she goes, "We need some Frank Sinatra stuff." I said, "Lady, do you see all those people out on the floor? Do you see anybody past the age of 40? I says, what the hell do you think Frank Sinatra is going to do right about now? Do you think it's going to clear the floor? Well, at least I'll dance." I said, "Well, you better go up there and shake your tail feather a little bit and go up there and join them people because it's not
I just watched that the other night, the Blues Brothers. Shake your two feather. We're on a mission from God.
She got we're on a mission from God. You guys,
Oh man.
we got a tank full of gas. We're wearing it's dark. We got sunglasses on. We got a full tank of gas and a pocket full of money. Hit it.
Yeah.
But that lady was great. She was like, I'm supposed to be in control. People don't understand. Listen, when people hire DJs, if they have a set playlist, that's what you have to go by. They hired you. You didn't hire them. If they weren't married, you wouldn't be there.
Aunt Mabel's not paying for it.
No, well, Aunt Mabel was pissed, but she went out there and she was shaking a little bit, man. I have to send you that video because
I still can't forget the day we did that one down at the Heinz History Center, Muhammad.
That boy,
and I said, Bill, I says he smells like a brewery or a liquor store, and I smell. He was way down the other end of the thing, and I smelled him, and I said, Bill, watch, he's coming up here, and he smells like a liquor store, and I smelled him all the way down the other end. Why
do you think that night Frank Fury he closed early because that's where Muhammad went and bought all that liquor, and he came over there. Boy, let me tell you something, that was bad. If you would have lit a match, we would have had a big poof, and that would have been it.
Another good one. We did that one out at the Banquets Unlimited out in Irwin, and the father of the bride kept breaking our backs. And then finally he comes up, he says, "Can you turn the music down, please? We're trying to talk." And you turned around, you looked at me and said, "Hey, Ralph, crank it." I went, Phoop. He was pissed. He was looking at me, he says, "Really, you're going to crank it?" I said, "I just did."
Again, everybody who's watching and listening, no disrespect to the people who are there and the guests, but see, you guys got to understand one thing. When the bride and groom come up to you and say, "Please turn it up," it doesn't matter who comes up to you and tell you to turn it down. It is the bride and groom that are in control of all that.
Can you please turn it down?
Yeah, can you please turn it down? We can talk. So, guys, I want you guys to understand the DJ business just a little bit more. Yeah. We're there to provide an entertainment service. We have to go by the bride and or the groom. It doesn't matter about the parents. Now, if the parents are paying, they're going to come up and say, "Turn it off and turn it down because we paid for it," and I don't care what they say. And I've had that many times, and Ralph, I'm sure when we did a couple, brother.
I got a good one for you. I did a reunion party, right? Okay. Right. At Lakeview in Irwin. All right.
Okay.
All right. And this lady comes up, and I was told to play specifically 60s and 70s and 50s, play nothing else.
I think you might have told me this, but refresh my memory.
She come up, Rhonda's sitting there with me. She come up, she goes, "Mister, you're a horrible DJ." I said, "Why?" She said, "Why are you playing this music only?" I said, "Because the lady that's paying me told me to play this, and no one else is complaining but you. So you know what, lady?
You got to go. Sorry, bye. See ya. Yep. Go ahead online.
Yep.
Sorry.
She goes, "Is she serious?" I said, "She's not the one running." And then I found out from the president of the reunion committee that lady was trying to run her out so she can run the party, because she says she don't like the way when they have the party, they always have 50s and 60s and 70s music, and she wants other stuff. And
So she got the She got the foot. I got you. Yeah. So these people that crack me up, and I love it when the bridal party comes up to you and they're drunk and they go, "Hey, look, you got to play this song because I'm the bridal party." Are you the whole bridal party? You're the whole bridal party, right? Oh, okay. Well, if you're the whole bridal party, we must abide by you, including the bride and groom that's inside you. So we have to abide by what you say because you're the bridal party.
Well, hey, you know what? Like you said, you listen to the people who pay your salary, and that's
absolutely that's what it comes down to.
That's what it is. Yeah,
and it's so funny, and no
disrespect. I get a kick out of it. And Rhonda, when Rhonda comes with me, she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then some of these people, it was crazy. I mean, I tell you what, lately some of the ones I did, the food, oh my gosh, horrible. Yeah, a couple of them.
Well, that one I did on this past Friday, they had some nice prime rib. It was good, really good.
Lately it's been pretty good, but we had a couple that were really, oh my gosh. Awful.
Oh, I can imagine.
I like the parties when they want to use the microphone and then they want to sing. And I'm like, no, you're not singing.
Not when you have $1,000 microphone in your hand. You ain't taking my mic, baby. You
then
want
they're
to go?
drunk as can be, and they're like,
Oh yeah. They fall over. They go, hey baby, I can sing. I bet you can. Not in this decade, and not on my time. You ain't singing. You can go somewhere down. Go down the street, throw a quarter in the jukebox, and go ahead and play the song on the jukebox, and you can sing all you want. There you go. Have your little invisible mic.
Remember back about 10 years ago, there was a wedding you couldn't do. You called me, told me to do it as an Apollo. So I go out to this wedding, and the bride, I remember her name was Mary. And she goes, Ralph, she says, I'm telling you right now, cousin Steve, he's going to come and see you. He wants to use a microphone. Don't let him use it because he'll sing all night long and we won't be able to dance or do anything. So he comes up, cousin Steve, and he goes, oh, can I use the mic to sing? I said, no, you're not doing it. And he goes, oh, come on. I says, no. He says, I'm Mary's brother or cousin. I said, I don't care if you're the president's cousin. You're not using the microphone. You're not singing. No. And then they're always drunk. It's the ones that are drunk that always come up and want to sing.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, man.
But you know what? The alcohol plays such a prominent part in a wedding. Especially when half the night is over. And I love this. Hey, are you taking requests? Meanwhile, the last 2 hours, I've been saying I'm taking requests throughout the evening.
And we're getting ready to clean up.
I love that. There's no cutoff on the request, so I've been taking them all evening, right? And then here it comes. Halfway through the night, you get the drunk women who think you're a superstar. Now, that's the thing that gets me going.
No, the one that gets me going is you do a wedding and they're like, oh, yeah, you did a great job, All of a sudden you get home and they're calling you up on the phone. Hey, you did a bad job.
Yeah, right.
Me back. I says, you see the contract? Contract says non-refundable.
Yeah, and then here it goes. Here it goes. You ready? Here we are. Well, Frank, Martha, we overspent our budget. We better go after the DJ. And you better tell them something so that we can get some money back because, we overspent our budget by $1,000.
Remember that one we did in August? Okay.
Yes.
Remember that one? I called the lady at the venue, and that Robin. I talked to her on the phone, and they overspent their budget, and they were going after her. They said she didn't move the chairs. They said she didn't do this. She didn't do that. Yeah. Because remember all them chairs were stacked up over there? She didn't move the chairs. She didn't do her job. Oh, yeah. They overspent their budget. She said they went to the caterer, too. Because remember that caterer just came. And the next thing you know, I looked over and the caterer was gone.
Yeah.
It was like they served the food and left. And Robin told me they went after the caterer. I said, they tried to go after me. You should have seen the stories they were handing me.
Well, I can tell you this much. They were definitely mistaken about that lady out there because she worked, she was moving all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, they did a number on her, so
they tried, or did they didn't get her? Did they? They didn't succeed?
No. She told them no way. She says the contract says you don't get your money back. You're done. You know what I mean? She says, and then you lied to me. You told me that you were going to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you never showed. And then you said you would help out with these chairs, and now all of a sudden it's my fault there were no chairs. Yeah,
that's sad. So it's really.
But I called her, and she told her that. And see, people out there, don't get this idea. Budget your money correctly. When you do a wedding, make sure you have enough money. My friend Bubba's getting married in a couple of weeks, and I wish everyone well when they get married. But please make sure you watch your budget so you don't overspend and then go after people for money because you overspent. You know what I mean?
It's very easy to do. Very easy to do.
It is. Yeah.
I
overspent on food. My mother was pissed at our wedding.
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember
you see all the leftover food we had. I thought we were going to have more people. When I ordered more food, my mom was pissed.
Yeah.
She was like, "Why order all this food?"
I remember that clear as day, brother. Matter of fact, I had a couple of hamburgers and hot dogs that came in. The kids enjoyed them. Yeah,
I mean, I didn't care. You took the food home. But what I'm saying is, it was just there was so much food there. We didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah.
And my one friend, I'm not going to mention his name, man. He filled his whole suitcase up.
Oh, Jesus! I bet I know who that might be.
Yeah. I ain't going to mention his name on this show, but it was funny. He filled his whole suitcase up with food. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
I can't imagine getting on a bus.
I smell chicken. Oh, I smell food. What is that? Who?
None of your
Who
business.
does that?
None of your
Yeah.
business.
Oh,
Don't you
I
worry
smell
about it.
chicken. I smell chicken. Can I have a bite?
Just put the
Can I have
long
one?
vertical pedal on the right hand side down so I can get home.
I'll tell you a real good story. Remember when the last time we had a church retreat, and we haven't had one since
Oh
then.
man, that was fun though. We had fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. Remember? And Pastor Paul said, make sure that you eat that Friday night. We're not providing a meal. Okay. Well, at the church.
Right.
So I go to the church to ride the shuttle. I bought a pizza for myself. And remember when I was with Ding Dong, and
Yeah.
I bought a pizza for us, right? At Domino's, right? Do you know about 5 people come up to me and said, can I have a piece? I says, no. I said, this is for me and my girlfriend. You can't have a piece. And they go, well, weren't we supposed to have something to eat here? You think the church would order pizza? I said, didn't you listen at the service when Pastor Paul said no, there wasn't going to be any food here?
On Friday, yep.
They were so desperate to eat, Bill, they were offering me money for a piece of pizza. And I said, come on. I mean, yeah, that was funny. I mean,
Hear what you want to hear, listen to what you want to listen
yeah,
to.
exactly. And then my girlfriend was late getting there, and then I only had 4 pieces of pizza. She said, "Where's my piece?" I said, "Everybody ate them because you didn't show up on time. If you would have showed up on time, we could have ate the pizza before they showed up to come over here and scrounge off me." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm not mentioning no names who did that.
I didn't come up that year with you guys.
Yes, you did. You came up on your own. I was in the van.
Oh, with
I rode up.
Nutcase.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
I with Nutcase?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That was the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Remember, we had to share a room, and then
we shared a room.
and then Nutcase and your Nutcase shared a room. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember now. We were out
Yeah.
there smoking cigars around
Oh,
the
we had a blast, man. Pastor Paul's like, aren't you coming to the thing? I said, no, I'm watching the NFL draft.
Pastor Paul, what a guy. I love that guy. He's something else.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh, geez. That's
I miss
crazy.
him, though. I miss him.
Oh, sure. I sure do. Yeah. I seen him
miss
the other day. I was driving Al's van, and I went past his house because I had a delivery on Negley. And I went past his house, and he was out on the porch. I beeped at him, but he just looked like, how Pastor Paul is like, huh? Pastor Paul, I'm retired. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. It's like, all right, Pastor Paul.
Lisa, his wife was at church, not this Sunday. I didn't go this Sunday, but last Sunday she was at church.
Well, I'm going to start making my return back to church very soon here, bro.
But I thought it was hilarious, though. They're like, oh, can I get a piece of pizza? I said, no. And they go, why not? I said, because I don't have enough for you. Well, I'll give you $5 for a piece of pizza. I said,
$5.
Yeah, that's how hungry they were.
Oh, my gosh.
And we didn't have time because Josh was ready to leave with the van. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. It was fun.
I remember that now. Yeah. Okay. I just didn't know if that was the one where I was with
people. And what bothers me, here's one more thing before we go. All right. Because I don't want to miss no more Raw on Monday Night Football.
Oh, hey.
Anyway,
here's one more.
Oh gosh, I can't even remember who's playing at
I'll
this
check
point.
it out. I'll check it out. NFL.
But anyway, it was hilarious though. I'm going to tell you something. It was real funny. How in the world could we not know where we're going in this day and age? When you're driving and you don't know where you're going, you have a GPS. You have your own phone that has a GPS on it. All of the technology we have, and we mess communication up.
All the time, man, and it's a shame. I mean, they always say they always say smartphones make you smart. Some people say smartphones make you smarter. No, they don't. They make you lazy. Well, the phone is everything
now. You got a clock in there. You got a calculator in there.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that it's pretty bad that when you go to call your own daughter's number and you forget it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. And then all you do is go into your contacts, punch it up. What's her number? When the name pops up, then you'll know what the number is. But I mean, sometimes some people do. I mean, I've ran into people like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot my own daughter's number. You know that? Because your smartphone, it only puts a name on there. Okay.
Well, what's her name?
Yeah, exactly. If you forget that, then you're really in trouble. Yeah. Right.
I had to sound the alarm, man. It's
Well,
terrible.
you gotta
Sound the
do that,
alarm,
bro.
you know?
You gotta do that, man. Wake
Oh,
people
my
up. It's
God.
ridiculous, man. Come
All
on,
right,
guys.
Joe. It's been a pleasure tonight, man.
Oh, brother, absolutely.
Time to wrap it up.
1,000% back at you.
Time to wrap it up, and we'll see you next week here in The Way We See It. We thank you once again for watching. Texas checked in tonight. McGrath, Alaska, and Mike, and a few other guys all checked in here. So, hang on a minute. We had one more that checked in. Easy Pay, I think it was, or something. Yeah.
Nice.
Or, I'm sorry. Yeah. Eagle Pay. He was the one that tonight.
Okay.
So, and Mike had a lot of comments tonight. We thank you as well.
Yes.
And we thank everyone else for your comments on email. And this show's picking up all across the country and around the city of Pittsburgh,
All right.
Pennsylvania, Allegheny County, and all over. Just for everyone's note, don't forget tomorrow, Sports Corner, Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM, 1230 AM, live on their Beaver County Radio Facebook page, YouTube channel, live on their website and their app, and also on www.rwmedia.org. Tomorrow night, we have a Penguin special. I have Matt Venzel coming on. I have Harry the Greek from Chicago coming on to talk about the Blackhawks. And also, I have Joe Kublis from Draft 412 to come on. He covers the Penguins. We're going to talk about hockey and the Penguins' first game tomorrow night against the Blackhawks. So, Penguin Special, Sports Corner, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. Don't forget Mondays on Beaver County Radio, the Mike Romai Show, 7:30 a.m. Ralph Williams and my sports report. I'm on from 7:30 to 7:45 talking sports with Mike Romai. So don't forget about that too. 99.3 FM, 12:30 a.m. Myself, Mike Romai, and the open mic with Mike Romai every morning on Beaver County Radio. All right, Bill. For Bill Canatta, my name's Ralph Williams. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And until next Monday, have a great night. Thank you.
See you, Pittsburgh. All you listeners and viewers, take care.